Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews. It seems that Rotten Tomatoes critics are at it again. It seems that they only care about Disney movies, I guess, nowadays. Rotten Tomatoes critics blast Sylvester Stallone's Rambo Last Blood, cruel and ugly showcase of xenophobic carnage. They don't like Sylvester Stallone simply because he doesn't buy into all those stupid-ass narratives. But let's get into this. Sylvester Stallone's latest film, Rambo Last Blood, is about to hit theaters this weekend, and film critics are doing everything in their power to try and prevent moviegoers from seeing it. They're full-on slamming the film not for its actual story, plot, characterization, set designs, or cinematography. Nope. It's all about the political nature of the film. The film currently has a 39% rating on Rotten Tomatoes from 23 critics as the time of this reading. Or writing, that actually. It has an average of 5.05 out of 10. Chances are, if I see this movie, I am going to give it a very high score. Because, well, subjectively. Peter DeBruge at Variety describes the film as a cruel and ugly showcase of xenophobic carnage. He goes on to accuse the film of racism, fucking hell! Sorry, PG-13, folks. Screenwriters Matthew Cyrilnik, I don't know how to spell or say that name, so I'm sorry for butchering it, and Stallone adopt the racist view of Mexicans as murderers, drug dealers, and rapists, devoid of cultural context or exceptions beyond the independent journalist, Paz Vega, in parentheses, keeping tabs on their whereabouts. His own politics bleed into the review when he references President Trump's pledge to build a wall. The Guardian's review by Peter Bradshaw makes it clear their review is all about politics in the first sentence. This massively enlarged prostate of a film can only make you wince with its badly acted Geronto ultra-violence, its Trumpian fantasies of Mexican rapists and hilariously insecure U.S. border, and its crass enthusiasm for rape revenge attacks undertaken by the still got it senior dude, 73 years young, on behalf of a sweet teenager. You guys are disturbed! The Wrap review by Robert Abel also makes their review political. But Gabriella drives over anyway, at which point she falls prey to a Trumpian array of bad hombres, including a pair of central casting cartel sex slavers named Victor, Oscar Llaneda, Cantinflas, and Hugo Sergio Perez Macheta, Snowfall. There's also the implication of racism as he refers to Rambo as a white savior. Oh my god, really? Frickin' really? As vengeance kicks in, one starts to realize that the success level of Rambo's white savior efforts depends on a revenge math equation involving age, planning, and tools. Oh my god. Eric Cohen at IndieWire continues the trend. Rambo has long been a symbol of imperialistic rage, and Last Blood is no exception. You guys don't even... How the hell are you even allowed to be professional critics? Transplanting the action to Arizona provides a natural setting for a border drama that plays into Trump-era fear-mongering, right down to its ominous shot of a border wall as Rambo heads south in search of justice. If it's true that there is a border wall, then... Or if it's Trump's border wall, or if there's any mention of Trump, I will lower the subjective score. I'm not a hypocrite when it comes to my reviewing, by the way. If this movie does have conservative uh, political advertising in it, I will weaken my subjective score because of that. He goes on to refer to the film as propaganda. Fortunately, by propaganda standards, it's weak sauce as the movie unfurls with bland, tiresome develops until the closing minutes. Not only that, but he decries Rambo as problematic. If only Last Blood had more to say about that beyond the jingoistic mishmash of dime store sentimentality and half-hearted vengeance it shrugs into existence, bidding farewell to an action icon in the same grotesque terms that made him so problematic in the first place. What exactly are you frickin' suggesting? Rambo First Blood was made not just to be an action movie, but to be a movie that showed how people that came home from Vietnam were treated. People who came home from Vietnam were not treated the best. And Rambo had PTSD, but people kept on pushing him, and that's why he did what he did. Oh my gosh. It just, wow. Harris Dang of Impulse Gamer would also decry the film as racist and misogynistic. It's also embedded with Taken's xenophobia. The men are either hoodlums, drug dealers, human traffickers, or terrible fathers. The representation of women's misogynistic too. They are portrayed as victims, plot devices, and worrywarts. Wow. Really? Wow. Just wow. 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 Anywho, IGN's Whitney Seibold decries the film as insensitive. The impetus for the film's action comes from a plot that is closely resembles Taken in both its setup, its older dad action fantasy, and its cultural insensitivity. You guys have got to stop looking at this stuff because of politics. This is what you guys get. This is what viewers will get because people are such whiny little bitches. I think all of these people need to have their frickin' press credentials and early review passes revoked. They are destroying films that they don't like because they don't push the agenda that everybody else or that SJWs want. And make no mistake, Rotten Tomatoes is a heavily SJW-influenced site. She adds the film is offensive as well. The filmmakers have made Mexico seem like an infinite wasteland of crime and death, and most of the Latinx characters on screen are criminals or broad stereotypes. I understand that Rambo films have rarely been bastions of cultural togetherness, but in 2019, these broad stereotypes are offensive and dated with downright irresponsible. No, they are freaking not. It goes with the premise of the film. And maybe if you guys weren't so, or gals, were not so offended by everything and have to turn everything into a political show, maybe this world would be a better place. It just continues going on, people. This is the state of the current critic in Hollywood. These are the people Rotten Tomatoes chooses to feature. People who put their own personal politics above a film review. These individuals are not helping moviegoers make decisions on what films to see. They are trying to be the gatekeepers of culture. They are trying to prevent people from seeing films that might make them look at the world differently from their own political point of view. Fortunately, audiences are rejecting these reviewers left and right. We saw it with reviews to Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi. Moviegoers gave that film a rotten score, while critics had nothing but praise. The same thing happened with the new Ghostbusters film. Critics raved about the film with a 74% fresh score, while audiences rejected it with a 50% rotten score. Most recently, these gatekeepers have targeted comedians who have made the butt of their many jokes. Critics lampooned Dave Chappelle's Netflix special, Sticks and Stones, with a 31% rotten score. However, audiences responded with an overwhelmingly 99% approval rating. Their gatekeeping isn't working, and it will never work. I'd wager Rotten Tomatoes critic score might actually drive more people to go see the film when it's obvious, or so obvious, that they're trying to lampoon it from an outlandish political perspective. Do you plan on seeing Rambo Last Blood now? Hell yes, I do! Come hell or high water, I will see that movie. In fact, I might actually take my brother to see it. Anyway, that's the video, guys. I am so sick and tired of frickin' Rotten Tomatoes and their crazy SJW nonsense. All they care about is frickin' putting any movie that doesn't suit their agenda or isn't a Disney movie or whatever, because they're so afraid to stand up for what is right, and instead they stand up for what is easy so they can make the moolah. I'm willing to actually go as far as saying, this is an opinion, that I'm willing to bet Disney pays them to give them negative reviews for anything that's not a Disney movie. Anyway, that's the video. You guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. This has been Orange Hat Reviews. Let me know in the comments section down below what you guys think of this all. This has been Orange Hat Reviews. I'll catch y'all on the next one.